What's up, everyone? Today, I wanted to report on a news story about Lucasfilm that I didn't get a chance to last week. Um, and m- my one of I've said my three main I guess three main passions in life. One is music. Two is nerd stuff, which encompasses like all nerd stuff. So that's superheroes, that's Star Wars, that's Star Trek, that's Warhammer, that's video games, and the other one is just having fun on this channel. And so I wanted to talk about this um this this news story. So Kathleen Kennedy, the former CEO of Lucasfilm, is out, and they have new heads of Lucasfilm now. Um, and I really like the new heads, right? So first, we're gonna get the business person out of the way first, and I sorry if I butcher her name. This is the way I've heard her name pronounced. Lynn Linwin Bronson. That's her name. And she is like the Peter Safran of the Lucasfilm Studios now. Their creative head, any Star Wars fan should know who this guy is, but if you don't, I'll explain who he is in a minute. Their creative head for Lucasfilm is Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni, for those of y'all that don't know, Dave Filoni's the man who created uh, Star Wars The Clone Wars with George Lucas. He created Star Wars Rebels. He created the Mandalorian universe with Jon Favreau. He's I'll say this. He's probably, other than George Lucas, he is probably the second most knowledgeable person about Star Wars on this planet. Right? And I know Lucasfilm owns more stuff in Star Wars, like Indiana Jones and Willow and stuff like that. But their main thing is Star Wars. So, what do I think of this choice? I'm mainly going to be talking about the creative side of it, so the Dave Filoni side of it. But shout out to Linwin Bronson, and again, sorry if I butchered that name, for getting a promotion and becoming CEO with Dave Filoni. But and Dave Filoni also created the character of created the character of Ahsoka, who is one of my favorite Star Wars characters ever. So yeah, so what do I think of this? I think it's a great idea. I know some people are like, Dave Filoni's just gotten into live action directing, and some people don't like Ahsoka. That's fine. I loved Ahsoka season 1. Can't wait for season 2. Right? Um, um, because if you guys don't know, my favorite Star Wars character ever is Anakin Skywalker slash Dark Vader, right? Because we're the same character basically, right? And or Anakin Skywalker becomes Darth Vader. So, um, that so I I really, really, really am excited for this. One thing that I want to see Dave Filoni do though is not just focus even though I love the Ahsoka character and I love the Mandalorian universe and I hope we get a lot more of it. I hope this Mandalorian and Grogu movie is fire. I hope it's straight gold, right? And honestly, like, the first trailer was kind of underwhelming, but like if you look at the cast behind that thing, right, and you have Jon Favreau directing it, who directed the first two Iron Man movies. He directed the live action version of Lion King. He directed a great movie called Chef, right? He's a great director, and he directed a lot of the episodes of Mandalorian. And like, Jon Favreau is just a great actor, a great entertainer, a great director. All things around, all comes around to it, right? And I want the Mando universe to continue. I want that universe to continue. I wasn't very happy with Mandalorian season 3 or Book of Boba Fett, right? But like season 1 and season 2 are peak Star Wars to me, right? Like especially season 2 where you bring back Luke Skywalker. And it's the Luke Skywalker that we've always wanted, right, and stuff like that. So yeah, for me, the one thing that I would be concerned about with Dave Filoni is that he always wants to live in the past, and what I mean by that is not him as like I love Ahsoka and I love Anakin, but I also want to love new characters. That's why I'm so excited for Star Wars Starfighter, directed by Sean Levy, the guy who directed Deadpool and Wolverine. And that movie has probably the most stacked cast we've ever seen in a Star Wars movie. So that movie has Aaron Pierre, the guy who's going to play Jon Stewart Green Lantern in James Gunn's DCU. It has Amy Adams, Ryan Gosling, Mia Goth, and a bunch of and Matt Smith, who's from House of a Dragon. So like it has one of the most stacked casts ever. I'm very, very, very excited for Starfighter, right? One of my most anticipated movies of 2027, right? But I'm also excited for this Mandalorian movie because I want to see why'd you make this a movie and not season 4, right? Of Mandalorian. Like and Jon Favreau has said like he came up with his story as a movie. He didn't condense season 4 into a movie. He came up with his story as a movie, which gets me very, 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 very excited. Because for me, like I'm gonna go see the Mandalorian movie when it comes out in May. I believe it's May. When it comes out in May, but you guys know my rule. Like, even though I like to keep it positive on this channel, like that doesn't mean I'm gonna that doesn't mean I sugarcoat things that I don't like. When I don't like something, I say it on my channel or my channels. That's my rule that I've given you guys for the last 4.5 years that I've been doing this YouTube thing. And that's the rule that I'm going to continue with for the rest of my life. When I don't like something, I'll say it, right? When I like something, I'll say it. When I love something, I'll say it. So, am I excited for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie? Yes, I am. But anyway, like, I would love to see, like, the new era of Lucasfilm tackle, first of all, continue pumping out those Jedi Fallen Order games, because those games are fire, right? Continue pumping out Star Wars video games, continue, I can't wait for Fate of the Old Republic, directed by Casey Hudson, the guy from BioWare, right? I can't wait for that. I can't wait for, what is it? I can't wait for, Jedi Free, whatever they end up calling it. I think we're getting a new Star Wars game as well this year. I can't wait to see what that game looks like, what it plays like, right? Keep pumping out those video games. But what I would love to see in the movies and the television, I would love to see more Old Republic stuff. Like, I would love to see an Old Republic trilogy of movies, where you have Darth Revan and those characters and stuff like that. And I would love to see, like, some of the High Republic stuff get adapted. Like, I know Acolyte, and I have my opinions of Acolyte, don't get me wrong. Like, I think, I think the guy from Squid Game was the best. Like, I think that show had a very stacked cast, but they killed Carrie-Anne Moss off in the first, like, 10 minutes of that show, and they marketed her as, like, a lead character in that show, right? Where it wasn't very well written, but the action in that show was insane. And seeing a different era of Star Wars would is very, 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 very cool. Like, you can either go back 1,000 years, which is what like, if I was CEO of Lucasfilm, I would do Knights of the Old Republic movie trilogy. I would do Knights of the Old Republic TV shows, but I would also do I would also create new characters that we've never seen before. Like, for example, Starfighter. We haven't seen any of those characters before, right? That's why I'm so excited for it. Right? The reason I would do the reason I would do uh Knights of the Old Republic is it would be a mix between, and I will review this on the channel eventually, but it would be a mix between Andor and like the Jedi stuff that we all love, right? Because Knights of the Old Republic is very serious, but it also has its whimsical moments and its um like uh going across the galaxy type moments, but it's also very serious and stuff like that. Um and like I and then for the future stuff, I don't know what I would do for the future stuff because that stuff hasn't been invented yet, right? And stuff like that. And I really do think Dave Filoni being the new creative head. They haven't said he's the creative head, but I'm just gonna assume he's the creative head of Lucasfilm. Is a great idea. It's just don't just do like stuff that we've already seen before with characters we've already seen before. Do that stuff. Give us Ahsoka season 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? Give us that. Give us the Mandalorian verse movie if you have a good script for it. Give us a Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Give us Mandalorian in season 4, 5, 6. If you have good scripts for them, right? Um, Give us new ideas, though. That's what I'm saying. Give us new ideas that we haven't seen before, right? Both in video games, in novels, in graphic novels, in movies, television. Give us new things that we haven't seen before. Because here's the thing about Star Wars, man. Like, you can do anything from like look, for example, like look at what Game of Thrones just is doing with Night of the Seven Kingdoms, right? It doesn't focus on lords and ladies. It focuses on the town folk. It focuses on the town folk and the man becoming a knight and stuff like that. I would want to see like a Star Wars, like how Star Wars Outlaws was. Like, I would want to see a Star Wars where you have somebody becoming the greatest bounty hunter in the universe. Like that Lando movie with Donald Glover that apparently is still happening, right? I want to see Jedi still exist. I want to see Sith still exist in the future of the Star Wars universe. But I also want to see new characters that we haven't seen before, right? Because like look at, for example, like look at how many versions of DC we've gotten in my lifetime. We've gotten great animated stuff. And look how many versions of Marvel we've gotten in my lifetime. We have the MCU, we have Insomniac Spider-Man, we have even though the game's not out yet, I'm sure it's gonna be great. Insomniac's Wolverine. Like every version of every new era of a nerd thing for a new generation has different characters. They're the same characters, but if you look at it, like for example, like Henry Cavill's Superman is very different than David Cornsweet's Superman, right? And stuff like that. And if you completely create a new character, like, I don't know, um, like a Jedi Knight who we've never seen before, or Jedi Knights where we've never seen them before. Like, look at Mandalorian. Like, Din Djarin wasn't a character in the comic books or in novels before, but he was a great character, right? That's what you can do with Star Wars. Like, I want to see characters like that be introduced so that, like, the new generation, when I have kids, eventually, uh, hopefully one day, right? Um, I want to see new characters get introduced. Not like, and also focus on the old characters like an Anakin, who's my favorite Star Wars character, or like a Ahsoka, or like an Obi-Wan. Also focus on them, but don't just focus on them. I want to see what Disney and Lucasfilm will do with an Old Republic movie, or movie trilogy, Old Republic television shows, right? We've already seen what they can do with video games, but I'm very, very excited for Fate of the Old Republic, which we're probably not going to get for a while, but that's the next big Star Wars video game that was just announced, right? I'm also very excited to see what's that called? Star Wars Eclipse, right? Why? Because they're new eras in the timeline. But as I said, I'm also excited to see Ahsoka season 2 and the Mandalorian movie and stuff like that. But what I'm saying, and what I wanted Dave Filoni and Brennan to do is cover all areas of Star Wars. I think that's what makes, like, I don't mean to make all the comparisons to the MCU and the DCU, but I think that's what makes Marvel so interesting. That's what makes DC so interesting. Like, look, guys, we have a Daredevil show coming out at some point this year, and then we have a Wonder Man show coming out at some point this year. Completely different tone. Well, Wonder Man actually comes out next week. Expect that to be reviewed on this channel. But we have like two completely different tones of Marvel, and then we have Spider-Man Brand New Day coming out, but we also have a Punisher Disney Plus special, which I'm also very, very, very excited for, both of those things. And then we have from DC, we have Supergirl, which is like a space epic. And then we have Clayface, which is supposed to be a body horror film. Then we have Lanterns, which is supposed to be a murder mystery type show, like True Detective, right? Like, I want to see Star Wars tap into that. Like, right, like I want to see Star Wars tap into that, and that's what I would want to see from the new generation of Lucasfilm CEOs. And yeah, I just wanted to do this video because Star Wars is one of my favorite things, and I'm not as knowledgeable about Star Wars as I am about DC or Marvel, or music, but it's one of my favorite things when it's good, and I just wanted to do a video on this, and hopefully you guys enjoyed, and God bless you guys. And oh yeah, ASAP Rocky Don't Be Dumb review coming tomorrow. And yeah, thank you so much, and God bless you guys.